Welcome everyone! One of the best ways to prepare for the IELTS speaking test is to see it in action. That's exactly what we're doing today with this complete mock test from Spinta. As you listen, think about what the candidate does well and where they could improve. Afterwards, we'll compare notes with a full performance breakdown. Let's begin. Hello, my name is Sarah. Can you tell me your full name, please?
Hello, I am Liam. My full name is Liam O'Connor. I am from small town near Dublin. I am 24 years old and I study and work part-time.
Right. And can I see your identification, please?
Yes, here is it. Here it is. Thank you.
Okay, now I am going to ask you some questions about yourself. Let's start with home and family. Where do you live now?
I live in small apartment in city center. It is not big, but it is comfortable. I live with my friend and sometimes my sister stay for a few days when she come to visit. I have lived here since last year. Before that, I lived with my parents in village.
Do you like the area where you live?
Yes, I like it because everything is near. There are many shops and bus stop near my building. But sometimes it is noisy at night and I can't sleep well. I prefer quiet place, but city life is easier for work and study, so I stay here.
How often do you see your family?
I see my family about once a week. On Sundays, I go to my parents' house for dinner. My mother, she cook very nice food and we talk about our week. Sometimes I call them every day if I am busy, but physical visit is once in 7 days, usually.
Right. Now about your studies and work. Are you working or studying at the moment?
I am study at university and also I work part-time in cafe. I am go to university 3 days a week and other days I work. It is hard sometimes to change between study and job, but I manage. I study business and I want to finish my degree next year.
Why did you choose to study business?
Well, I think business is useful and there are many jobs after graduation. My father, he have small shop and when I was child, I help him and I learn about money and customers. So I decide to study business to help family and maybe open own cafe in future.
How long have you been doing your part-time job?
I have been working in the cafe for about 2 years. I start when I was first year in university. At the beginning it was difficult because I have no experience, but now I know how to make coffee and talk with customers. It helps me to be more confident and also earn some money for books and travel.
Okay, let's move on to hobbies and free time. What do you enjoy doing in your free time?
In my free time, I like reading and watching football. I am really enjoy to reading, especially fiction and sometimes history books. I also go to gym 3 times a week because I want to keep fit. On weekend I meet friends, we sometimes go to cinema or have small trip outside the city.
Why do you enjoy reading?
Reading helps me to forget everyday problems and it is relaxing. Also I think reading give me new ideas and improve vocabulary a little. I probably read 1 or 2 books per month when I have time. Sometimes I read online articles when I on bus.
How long have you had these hobbies?
I have been liking books since I was child because my mother she used to read to me. Gym I start only few years ago when I realized my health is not so good if I sit all day. Football I watched since I was young with my friends and father.
Right. Now about daily routine. What is a typical day for you?
A typical day, I wake up at 7, have quick breakfast, then go to university or work. If I have class 1, attend lectures and study in library. After that I go to cafe for work and finish in evening. Then I cook simple dinner, maybe study more and watch TV or read. On days off I sleep more and meet friends. It is simple life but comfortable.
Do you prefer mornings or evenings?
I prefer evening because I feel more relaxed and I can do many things. Mornings I am sleepy always and sometimes I miss bus. But when I have important class 1, force myself to wake early.
Okay. Finally for part 1, future plans. What are your plans after finishing university?
After finishing university, I want to get full-time job in business area or maybe work for family business. Also I want to travel little bit, maybe go to Spain or Germany because I want to improve language and see new cultures. If possible, I will save money and open my own cafe, but it is big challenge and I need more experience.
Why is working abroad appealing to you?
Working abroad is interesting because you learn different way to work and meet people. It helps to build career and understand world more. I think it will be difficult for first months because language and culture different, but I am ready to try.
Thank you. Now we will move to part 2. I will give you a topic, and I would like you to talk about it for 1 to 2 minutes. You will have 1 minute to think and make notes if you wish. Here is your topic. Describe a trip you remember well. You should say where you went, who you went with, what you did there, and explain why you remember this trip well. You have 1 minute to prepare.
Okay, thank you. I will talk about a trip I went last summer to the West Coast with my friend Mark. We go by car and it was 3 days trip. On first day, we drive long time and stop in small villages for food. We also visit old castle and walk in the forest. The weather was nice and warm and we took many photos. On second day, we swim in sea and try local food, fish and chips, and we meet friendly people from town. On third day we go to mountain and we hike to little lake. The view was beautiful and I felt very calm and happy. I remember this trip because it was first time I traveled without parents and I had to plan everything by myself, like booking room and route. Also I have many funny moments with Mark. We lost map and asked many people for direction, and one time we sleep in car because hotel was full. This is funny now, but at that time it was stressful. I learned to be more independent and it was big step for me. I think my time is up.
Right. Could you tell me what was the most difficult part of that trip?
The most difficult part was planning budget and finding accommodation because we don't have much money and many places are full. Also sometimes the weather change sudden and we get wet clothes. But we manage by using online map and asking locals for cheap places to stay. I realize now I can handle problems and it give me confidence.
Interesting. Did that trip change you in any way?
Yes, it changed me because I feel more independent and I know now how to plan small trip. After that, I travel more with friends and even sometimes alone to practice. I also learn to be more patient when things not go as planned.
Right, thank you. Now part 3. We'll talk more generally about travel and tourism. Do you think travel is important for people?
Yes, I think travel is important because it opens your mind and you see other cultures. When you travel, you meet different people and try different food and learn different language words. It makes you more tolerant and understand world better. For many people, travel is also a chance to relax from work and improve health by walking or doing outdoor things.
How has travel changed in your country in recent years?
Travel changed a lot because now many people can go abroad because cheaper flights and more information online. Also social media make places famous quickly and many tourists go to same places. In past only rich people travel abroad, now students and young people can travel cheap. But this make problem with crowded places and environment damage.
What are the negative effects of tourism?
Negative effects are pollution and crowding. When many people go to small towns, it causes rubbish and noise, and local life disturb. Also cost of living can increase for local people, because shops change to serve tourists and price become high. Another problem is culture loss, because local traditions sometimes change to make tourists happy and not original anymore.
How can local communities benefit from tourists?
Local community benefit by job and money from tourists. They can sell food, crafts, and offer tours. This helps to improve local economy and sometimes fund for schools or roads. But to be good, benefit must share fair and not only big companies take all money. Local people should be involved in planning and get training to manage tourism.
Do you think people travel more for leisure or for work now?
I think leisure travel is more common because cheaper and many people want holiday. But work travel is still important for business and conferences. After pandemic, some people work remote and combine work and holiday. They call it workation. This change how people plan, travel and sometimes extend stay because they can work from anywhere.
Right. How do you think travel will change in the future?
In future, travel may be more eco-friendly because people worry about climate change. I hope flights become cleaner and more trains used for short distance. Also, technology will make planning easier with better translation tools and virtual tours. But I worry that mass tourism will continue and small places suffering. We need rules to protect nature and culture.
Do you think governments should limit tourism in some areas?
Yes, I think government should limit tourism in fragile areas like small islands or old towns. Limit can be by number of visitors or tax to support conservation. It is important to keep places for future generations. But also limit can affect local income, so must be balanced and involve community in decision.
How important is technology to modern travel?
Technology is very important because it helps to find hotels, book tickets and translate languages. Apps show maps and reviews and make travel easier. Also, social media influence where people go. But too much reliance on technology sometimes make people not explore spontaneously and they follow same tourist route only.
Do you think travel helps people understand other cultures better?
Yes, travel helps understand other cultures because you meet people and see how they live. But sometimes short visits give only surface view and tourists misinterpret things. To really understand, you need stay longer and talk with locals, learn language and respect customs. When people do this, it can reduce prejudice and build friendship.
Why do some people prefer to stay in one place rather than travel?
Some people prefer stay because they like routine and community. Not everyone feel comfortable to go new place and they worry about language or safety. Also, money and family responsibilities keep people in one place. For example, my aunt, she never travel far because she take care of children and prefer familiar environment.
In your view, what role do tour operators play in tourism?
Tour operators organize trips and make it easy for people to travel. They provide package with transport, accommodation and guide so tourists feel safe. But big operators sometimes focus profit and not care about local impact. Good operators include sustainable practices and create jobs for locals. People should choose responsible companies.
Finally, is it possible to travel without harming the environment?
Completely without harm is difficult because travel use transport that cause emissions. But we can reduce harm by choosing train, staying longer, supporting local businesses and not leaving rubbish. If many people choose responsible travel, it will help. Also, governments and companies must invest in cleaner technology to make travel greener.
Thank you. That is the end of the speaking test. The candidate demonstrated Band 5 level performance. Notable grammatical errors included saying I am go to university instead of I go to university, or I am going to university, and saying I am very interested about music instead of I am very interested in music. The candidate also used she have 3 brother when talking about family language. These errors occurred frequently across the test and sometimes appeared in long sentences, though they did not completely prevent the listener understanding the message. Fluency was affected by regular hesitations and self-corrections such as I am, and I think, and there were some long pauses and repetition which interrupted the flow. Vocabulary was limited, and sometimes the wrong choice was used. For example, using simple words like big problem instead of more precise language, and using words in wrong prepositions as shown above. Grammatically, the candidate showed control of simple sentence forms but made frequent basic errors with verb forms, subject-verb agreement, and prepositions. Complex grammar was attempted, but often incorrect. The Band 5 score is given because communication was possible and the candidate could speak at length with relevant ideas. However, systematic errors in grammar and limited vocabulary reduced accuracy and coherence. What prevented a higher score were the frequent basic grammatical mistakes, limited range of vocabulary, and noticeable hesitations that affected natural flow. Strengths included willingness to elaborate, use of personal examples, and clear organization of ideas which helped the listener follow the answers. To reach the next band level, the candidate should work on correcting basic verb forms and subject-verb agreement, expand vocabulary for common topics, and practice speaking to reduce hesitations and improve sentence flow. Thank you for practicing with this IELTS speaking mock test. Visit Spinta for more comprehensive mock tests and personalized feedback to boost your IELTS score.